Hello, Mary. Mary, try and sort this one out. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Instrumental break. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Lovely. Thank you, Lee.
Good morning.
How are you? Good to see
I'm doing good. How about yourself? Good to see you.
Yeah, dandy. We got a bunch of people here. Hi, Craig.
Yes, sir.
Big Tank Hank. Good morning, Big Tank Hank. D3V. We were trying to figure out the Latin. the meaning of the Latin of your name. And we couldn't figure it out. We lost track of it. Need to post it somewhere. Yeah, in a semi-permanent location. Let's see. I'm cut off here a little bit. Let me adjust my camera a bit. There we go.
Oh, my chat must have
Who
stopped.
else is here? Lori. Lori Vinker. Good morning, Lori. And Lee. Hi, Lee.
Uh-oh.
Good to see you. T-Bone. Good morning, T-Bone. And Greg and Paul C. Oh, my. Well, hello, all. Nice to have you with us. Let me get over to my YouTube. Anthony T. Good morning, Anthony T. Patrick Paulson. Hello, hello. Foxy. Hi there, Foxy's Fishes. Let's see. I want to get over to YouTube where I can get a little more information about where. Let's see. Here we go. All right. If I read the YouTube, there we go. If I read the comments here, I'll be able to see our Big Tank Hank. Big Tank Hank now has a wrench. Good morning.
Yay. Rich party.
Wrench party, right. Who else?
Hey, maybe we could talk Big Tank Hank into coming up and seeing us.
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me post a link here so folks can find us. Yeah, we're saying hello this morning. Anybody who's got any special news or something spectacular you want to share with us,
That's right.
come on up and we will be happy to do that.
I mean, we got 26 watching and 12 likes. All right, everybody. Hit that like button. We got to get to 50 every day. We got to get 50 at least.
You know who doesn't have a wrench is Craig.
Right. I nominate Craig.
Second and done. We got him. Craig was our very first member. So
That's right.
The very first one. How we messed that up, I don't know.
Oh, and we got Craig I can't say his last name. Broderick. No, he's in blue. Never mind. I'm sorry, Craig. We've already got you. Big Tank Hank.
Oh, my.
Well, we're really enjoying all the videos that you've been putting out.
Oh,
they're just a delight.
Yeah, Thomas has been working overtime. He goes home and works on videos in the evening. Probably up half the night doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of them said it was just out for like 5 hours this morning, and it was like it would have made it in the middle of the night when he did it. So
right. Well, here's Big Tank Hank. Hi there.
Hey.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
What are you up to today? What are you gonna do this weekend?
Oh, well, I had a live stream last night with Peter Guppy Guru.
Yep.
It was my first day off. I'm a corrections officer, and I work first shift. So my weekend is officially starting this morning, actually.
Well, that's good.
All right. What kind of projects you got going on?
Well, I yesterday I released a video. I have a pickle jar filter, a prototype that I'm
Oh,
trying to
nice. Oh, I love it.
figure it out. Right now I have an aqua clear, a small aqua clear pump on it, and
Yeah.
it's not strong enough to. I mean, it gets water up into it, but the output is not strong enough for me to use it singly as as an aerator also.
Right.
So it's just like a trickle at this point. So I'm gonna have to try to upgrade this weekend on the pump. But it's looking pretty good.
That's neat. Oh, I love DIY filters.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the only kind to have.
Yeah, my head is full of DIY projects. I just need to get better. I need to get better at documenting piece by piece, because my people that watch my videos, that's what they want to see. But I'll get an idea, my ADHD, and I just run with it. And before I know it,
I'm the same way. I get 2/3 into something. Actually, what I do is I do something, finish it, walk away from it, get to thinking about it, and then I'll say, gee, I should have videoed that.
Right.
I do that every day.
yes, that is literally me every day.
Right.
Oh.
Or to be 2:00 in the morning, everybody's asleep.
And you think up something to do.
Yes, I get up and I'm stacking bricks, making a stand or something, filling up the
Yeah, right. Right. Funny stuff.
Oh, I see. I see Brett snuck in on us, Father Fish. The Massey report. He said
Oh, yeah.
he lost his wrench.
My goodness. I have to do something about that. Where is he?
And while you're doing that,
action.
that's right. Oh, Anthony T says he has some molly fry. Father Fish, I have molly fry in my dirted 29, and they're finding their own food and growing. Yay!
All right. Yeah, once you get that figured out, it changes the nature of the hobby. When you get that. Exactly. Nice.
I raised, I have 2 betta fry that survived in a tank full of guppies on Infosuria and whatnot that was already in the tank.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah, I've done that. The thing about guppy fry is they're so tiny you don't know they're there until they hit about 1/4 of an inch. And then you realize they've been in there for a month.
And I swear I don't know how the bettas even made it. You talking about almost microscopic.
Oh, they are.
I have a male and a female, and they're almost ready to breed. The male started out like a red and purple, and now he's a complete cellophane.
Oh, wow.
And the female has just started. She was almost the same color. She looks like a koi now, but I realized that it's the same phase that the male went through, and her coloration is going away, so she's going to be cellophane.
Yeah, I love bettas. Bettas there's so many things about them that are really interesting. They're very easy to keep. They're easy to breed. It's not difficult to raise the babies. And you get such tremendous variation with all the fry. You can get, if you can raise up 10, 15 babies out of one hatching, they're all going to be different.
Yep.
It's just really, really great fun.
That's what I look forward to when I make this big tank. I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put me a couple of bettas in there, and just gonna be heavily planted and let them kind of do it. Have their own little place and see how it goes.
Right.
We'll see.
You really can put pairs together. In fact, I usually do 2 or even 3 females with a male, and that diffuses the aggression enough that the females really don't get hurt by it. It does help to have a lot of plants in it.
Yes.
to give them a place to hide. And the plants also tend to promote Infosuria, which is really critical for the health of the babies to get them that first food. They eat very, very tiny microscopic. I mean, these are virtually microscopic fish to begin with. And if you can imagine them eating something, 1/100th of their size, it shows you how tiny, how very tiny the whole process is of being
Right.
able to maintain life in your tank that's absolutely invisible. I mean,
I had almost got rid of my first Infosuria culture. You see these reading glasses I have on. So I'm looking in my little bowl, the whole time I'm waiting. Something's supposed to be happening. Something's supposed to be happening. I'm seeing this cloud though, right? But I'm thinking it's just cloudy water.
yeah,
Till I put my glasses on, and I got real close and I sat there. I'm like, wait a minute. That cloud, the cloud is moving like in its rhythmic, motion.
yep,
I'm not shaking
yeah,
the container.
yeah.
And it was the Infosuria. That was my first time, ever knowing what they
That's not,
actually.
yeah, that's great. That's paramecium. Do that. They can get so thick they form a cloud, and if you look at it, it's wavy. They're
Yeah.
actually moving around, and you can just about make them out with the naked eye. Any kind of lens will give you a pretty good view, and that's a basic first food for tiny little fish, especially the tetra babies or any of the small fish babies. How did you get it going? What started that culture?
Cleaning out a hang on the back filter.
Ha! Isn't that interesting?
I
Yeah.
squeezed the sponge into that container, and it set. It just set for a little bit because I like to use the water, to jump start tanks. So
Right.
it's just sitting there. Then I boiled some cucumber, and I
Ah,
dropped in there.
that's
And in
it.
2-3 days, that's when I start seeing the cloud. It just got real thick.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, and
Definitely.
you really can do it in a couple of days. Doesn't take long. With the baby bettas, if you have if they blow a nest and you've got eggs, you can start a culture the day the eggs are laid, the day they appear in the nest. And that culture will be ready by the time those babies start looking for food, with 2 to 3 days. One of the
Okay.
things people don't understand about baby fish, particularly egg layer babies, is that they cannot eat the instant they're born. They have to develop the ability to swim, and they continue to develop their internal organ structure such that until they're up and swimming around, that's the point where they begin to eat. And that's 2 or even 3 days for fish like rams, the German blue rams. It's 2 to 3 days from the time those eggs hatch before they're able to start eating. And it's 2 to 3 days from the time the eggs are laid until they're hatched. So from the time the egg is laid, it's nearly a week before they're ready to eat. So you don't want to be putting food in there until the babies are swimming around, because all you'll manage to do is foul the water.
Yeah.
So be careful about that. That's how you really get them going, though, is feeding them at the right time.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to become an Infosuria king because I have
All right.
I have
All right.
paradise.
That'll be a good one.
I have
That's a
paradise
good one to
fish.
make a
I
video
have
on.
paradise fish,
Oh, okay.
sparkling
Cassie's
piranhas.
lurking.
You need to get yourself Need to get yourself a microscope.
Right.
Cassie, hi. Oh, she's at swim practice.
Yeah, she's lurking. Oh, there's Petra
Hi,
Man.
Petra Man.
Let's see here. Oh, we've had a couple of people do another nomination, Father Fish, for a wrench.
Oh, who's that?
For Kevin.
Who did that? Who recommended him?
Well, several.
I say, well, Kevin is not going to get a wrench. It's not going to happen. Kevin is not to be trusted. He is completely untrustworthy. And I will not do that. I don't care about best behavior. I'm not interested in best behavior. I'm interested in a changed person. When Kevin decides he's going to become a new man, be a new man, and put away the old man, put away all that crap he's been living, and become somebody respectable, responsible, somebody who is trustworthy, somebody who can be trusted unquestionably. I'll know when that happens. And when that happens, he'll not only get a wrench, he will get my praise and my grateful admiration. Until then, no. We're not going to have a reprobate on here who's trying to be nice. Forget that. Not interested. Now, that's to differentiate from Lee. Lee has periods of relatively profound reprobation. And we know that those times are caused by very serious chemical and neurological imbalance in his brain, over which he has little or no control. He's just coming out of that right now, out of an episode that lasted a couple of days. And he was pretty well shunned for those couple of days, which was perfectly appropriate to do so. And he understands that better than any of us. But he's back. He's back on his meds. They've taken hold. He had a new medication regimen that was difficult to get on and difficult to get himself oriented to. But he's done that. And he's back and he's healthy and he is back with us. He's here this morning. That's very different. That's very different from someone who celebrates being disgusting and thinks it's cool. It ain't cool. It ain't nice. It ain't friendly. And here it ain't acceptable. So get over yourself, Kevin. Become a man. Quit being a raunchy little boy. And we'll be friends. We are friends. I love you. I just hate what you're doing with yourself.
I commend you, Father Fish, on standing for what's right and being able to articulate, in a proper and understanding manner. Because there's no way anybody can dispute what you're saying. I work in corrections, and
you see it every day.
And
yep.
the exact way that you did the division, I see both sides every day. And
yeah.
there's a certain amount of respect that I get. My size helps also. But, I'm a man of God, and I treat them all as men that they are, and they respond in kind.
That's right.
And
that's absolutely right.
You have those that have to be put on timeout, and then you have those that I can walk along with you because I know where your shortcomings are, and I'm going to help you make that change, as opposed to those who they have to be put on timeout until they decide themselves.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, it's the con. You know, the belief that I can con my way through life, that I can fool people into trusting me or thinking I'm a nice guy, but I'm always gonna have that angle. I'm always gonna be looking for ways to take advantage of a situation to benefit myself, to satisfy my personal needs, and never mind anybody else and what they want and what they need. If I see it, I'll use it to somehow get a benefit to myself. That kind of thinking is evil. That's the nature of evil. It's the foundation of sin. And I know Big Tank understands, as a man of God, as a devout Christian, he understands what that means. And he understands what being a new man needs, what becoming a new man means. It's very biblical. It's fundamental to what Christ was all about in all his teachings. Anybody who thinks Jesus was out there to teach people to be good doesn't begin to understand what he's all about. He's not teaching people to be good. Not at all. He's teaching people to become new, to become brand new, to be, in his words, literally born again.
Yes.
Literally a new person. Putting off all the old ways, putting off all the evil, all the crap, all the misery, all the discontent, all the sin, all the crime, all the self-indulgence, putting it all off. That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Because the word good is subjective.
Word good's very subjective. That's right. Good for who? Good for what? Good for nothing. Good for nothing.
You know, I understand it very well being on the other side of corrections. I've been through all that, and I mean, I know about that stuff also. So it's truly turning away from all that stuff, all
It really,
behaviors. Yep.
yeah, it really is. Mercy. See what happens? You get somebody like Big Tank up here, and it turns us turns us sideways.
No.
Into the right direction.
Right. There you go. Well, it's only done out of love. It really is. It's
Right.
just because we've got a great family here, and we just want everybody to do better. Not just that better, but to be better.
Yes, most
I know y'all have helped me every day, so sorry I don't mean to talk about myself all the time, but it's what it is. Y'all have really brought me out of a dark place. So
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Well, me too. You know, I was this has been such an absolute joy for me doing this YouTube thing. I had no idea if I had, of course, 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to do much with it. But boy, it's been just something that is edifying my life. It's a joy. There,
Right.
we got you up there where we could see you, Big Tank. That was good. Hank, I love you. Appreciate you being here.
I have some motivational videos that I put on my channel. I made those videos 5 years ago
Nice.
on a fitness channel that I had.
Wow.
Now that fitness channel today only has 59 subs.
Is that right?
So, you'll understand this. I had a feeling those videos were made for a day such as this.
Huh. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I pulled those videos from over there and released them on the page that I have now, where it's 700 people, with the opportunity to see it, as opposed to the narcissistic 59 that was over there on that other side.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's really true. I was talking with Alex about this yesterday. I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and I don't know what it is exactly. I started asking the question when I was a kid. I had a friend when I was in my early 20s, and we talked about what is it about people who love fish, who love nature, who love not just going out and looking at stuff, but actually being able to take hold of something and to nurture it. And a fish tank is a perfect environment to be able to do that and to do it relatively naturally. What is it about that cuts to the core of our being, that just and that allows us to have the kind of conversation we're having right now? I mean, sitting alone in your room looking at a fish is doesn't seem to be much of a spiritual experience, but my sense is it draws that out. It causes us to look at ourselves in ways that are maybe very private, very secure,
Yep.
and
And how
and
serious we take
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. Yeah, and then you do something you think is absolutely right and absolutely perfect, and you kill everything. You wipe everything out. You come in the morning after doing something you think was utterly brilliant, and everything is dead. You have to take that personally. You
Yeah,
know,
you should.
you got no choice. I did that. I killed every one of those things. It
Yeah,
makes you look at yourself. It makes you
most
figure out
definitely.
what you're really doing. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Most
Silly
definitely.
little hobby like this.
So introspective. So introspective.
It
And I
is. It
enjoy every
really is.
minute of it.
Yeah, and that's the kind of conversation we tend to have with each other. I mean, we like talking about the fish, and we talk about the fish. But when we get down to talking with each other about ourselves, this is the level of the conversation consistently.
Yep.
And people who can't do it
Yep.
really haven't gotten there yet. They're just they're still playing around. They're not taking their hobby. They're not internalizing it. I
Right.
guess that's what you got to do. You got to internalize it. It's got to be something that matters to you on a deeper level.
And not about clicks and likes and and views, because
Yeah,
lose the
Yep.
connection to what it's actually about. Those are little live creatures that didn't ask to be sitting in your boxes of water in your
Right.
house. You know,
We
yeah,
took the
you should
exactly.
have
responsibility.
all the time in the world to be able to take care of them, rather than just a small piece of time that you relegate just because it's something that's keeping you popular. They're
Right.
real. They're real. They're living. They come into their glass looking at you because they know you have the food. And they glad to see you. Here he is. That big food hand out there.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you give it to them though.
Yeah, right.
Don't let them sucker you in. Yeah, you're nailing a few guys here. That's good. Glad to hear
Hey,
somebody.
no, the conversation is very good in the comments. He's
Okay.
just the fact that Kevin's hanging around and he's listening, that shows me that there's a willingness to learn and grow, because we all have to do that, and it's only done out of love. I mean, if we didn't think you were worth it, you'd just be psh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Petroman's talking about having 3 million guppies. No, he's got 300 guppies and doesn't know what to do with them.
Hey, hey,
Grow
Kevin,
them out.
watch what he wish for.
Yeah, really, really. Put them in a
uh,
tub. Get it. Listen, Petroman. Get a big tub.
yeah,
Get a big tub. Put some dirt in the bottom of it. Put some sand in it. Get a light over it. Put some plants in it. Put all the babies in there. Biggest tub you can find. put it on the floor and get a light on it with some plants. Set it up as a dirted base and put all the babies in it, and you will be delighted at what will happen. It'll be really exciting. You know, you start in a month time, these guys will be half grown. In 2 to 3 months, you're going to have schools of color flashing around in there. They don't need to be in a fish tank. They can be in a big tub on the floor. Just they've got some nice ones at well, they do, I'm sure, at Walmart, at Lowe's. They've got some nice 40-gallon tubs for about $10, and they're perfect. Or anything will do. Anything that'll hold a good amount of water, but put them in something big. Don't put them in something small. You'll be amazed.
I have a 55-gallon in my garage with blonde base endless, and it's just out there going for what they know.
Wow, yeah, nice. Yeah, grow them all out. Learn how to grow out large numbers of fish. You don't do it in little tanks. You do it in tubs or vats or something, and you can put it out of the way. It doesn't need to be in the middle of the living room. It can be out in the laundry room or in your garage or even outside. You know, a lot of these things can be grown outside. You can insulate them and put a heater in them, and in most cases, you'll be able to keep them. They will harden up. You know, they can live in water that gets down into the 50s if it's gradual and slow. But if you got a heater in there, you'll be amazed how well you can keep it up. Cover the sides in styrofoam. Dig a hole in the ground. Put it in the ground. The ground temperature is in the 60s. It doesn't take much to get that up to 75. A little heater will do it. You can keep them out there year round. The farmers there in Florida keep their fish in ponds outdoors year round. And it gets down to freezing here occasionally. Doesn't hurt the fish. They cover them so they get some solar heat. Works very well. Just figure out ways to do it, to raise all those babies. It will be a thrill to you and lead you into a new direction in the hobby you didn't really appreciate before. All right, what's going on in the chat, Mary Kay?
Oh, just still a lot of hellos. No questions yet, I don't think, that I found.
Psychedelic says I live in one bedroom.
Yeah.
In a one bedroom. Well, that's better than me. I live in one bedroom.
Me too. Right here.
I got a refrigerator in my bedroom. I don't cook in my bedroom, although I guess I could, but I don't need to. I do have access to a kitchen. My tanks take up most of my living room. Getting started on the dining room now. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Just start expanding them on out.
Yeah, you can. Now, I don't recommend what you're doing, Psychedelic. And the reason is that wherever you have a fish tank, you're going to get water on the floor. If you don't have it yet, you will. So you want to make sure you've got your tank in places where your hobby will survive if the tank springs a leak.
Yeah.
So a fish room is almost a necessity when you get to a given level. Now that the exception to that, of course, is Lucas, who has turned his entire house into a fish room. But there are places in his house where there are no fish tanks. And I have this
I
on
didn't know that.
the authority of those who have visited his home. He does not have a tank in his bathroom, at least not when that person was there. And he only has one in the kitchen. So there are some areas that are relatively off limits. Other than that, every room's a fish room. I think his living room only has a few tanks, but it's a big house and he's got a lot of rooms. He's also a very careful guy. I mean, think about this for a minute. Lucas has a fish room, with about 50 tanks in the room. And he has pristine white, thick tile carpet on the floor. Now, how in the world anybody can do that is beyond me. I cannot even imagine how that's possible. I mean, I've got a concrete floor out here, and it's either wet and muddy or filthy, otherwise filthy, all day, every day. It's never clean. People come into my shop and they go, ew, ew, how dirty, ew, ew. I have to walk through water, ew. And I'm glad to see him leave because I don't want fuss budgets in here.
Yeah.
But Lucas is amazing, just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So you can break every rule.
He says he's trying to.
Every single rule.
He says
really
he's trying to downsize.
He did try to downsize. Yeah. Like all those new little tanks. The 200 little killing tanks. That's downsizing, right? More little tanks is downsizing.
That's the reason I'm scared to breed my bettas, because I'll end up like I see all y'all's incredible fish rooms like Big Tank and Jess from Maine's Tales and Amber. And because I know it's going to happen, I'm going to have to buy 200 jars and make a whole wall.
You don't need to do that. You can grow them out in a vat. You grow them out all together, and they'll be fine until you start taking the males out. Then you just can't put them back. But they're fine.
Keep them together.
Yeah, you got to keep them together from the time they're born, and they'll do fine. They won't fight. They don't start fighting until you're taking them apart. Somebody's calling me here at 8:30.
It doesn't take any time at all. If you separate them for a small fraction of time, it's like they forget, that was my brother or my sister. I mean, it doesn't take any time. So you have to.
But if you keep them together.
Yeah, you're going to send your friend over here?
Let's see if I've missed anybody here. Yeah.
And I'm proud of you, Mary. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, it's been a journey.
Somebody over to get it.
But the journey is what makes it worth it. I mean,
somebody over
the journey is given to those that can actually do it.
Right.
The finish line is there for you at all times. It's like not to be beat.
You want me to buy it?
But
how much money do you want for it?
Shadow of death. Shadow of death.
It's $50.
Your mind is trying to convince you that you can't finish it. There's no finish line there for you.
Yeah.
It's always there. It's the enemy that's
look at it and see what you got.
You're absolutely right.
I only get
absolutely
tanks for $50.
Oh.
I can't get. I usually pay about $20 for a 55-gallon tank.
I'm just checking our chat here.
Yeah, I know, but you only have about $5 worth of fish.
Because I couldn't figure out how to do it on my phone and be on screen at the same time.
Right. See, that's me. I've got a phone and a tablet because I don't have a computer.
Right now, I'm tied up with some people. Let me call me back in about an hour or 2 hours, around 10 o'clock. We'll try to work something out. Okay. Thank you, dear. I had a little old lady talk about what we were talking about before. I had a little old lady in here yesterday, She's Russian descent with a thick accent. Delightful woman. And just upset to hear with her roommate who has a fish tank. So I told her send her roommate over here. I'll get her straight. She's been buying at a big box store, and they've got her doing all kind of crazy stuff. So she's calling me 8:30 this morning. I want to get rid of my tank. Get rid of my tank. You come in and take it. I'll give you $50 for it. I need 75. And so we're negotiating.
Okay.
I'll wind up.
We have one question, Father Fish.
I was thinking at the time, I really needed to be taping that interview with her because it was kind of delightful.
Oh,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Marco Isadori has a question. Why do you think the LED? What do you think about the LED lights for aquariums? I hope that was the right way you wanted to ask that, Marco. Are you wondering what we think about LED lights for aquariums, opposed to, like, I guess?
It's LEDs have been around for a few years now. I've been using them for 5 or 6 years. And at the beginning, I didn't like them at all. They didn't hold up. Wasn't enough light. They burned out. They're better now with better light. They are cheap to operate. And they've got the price way down on them to the point where all things give thanks. Amen. In all things give thanks. Amen. I use LEDs where I can now. In fact, I've been buying LED strips, 4-foot strips, and I'm replacing all of my T5s with these LED strips. And they're holding up pretty well. I get a certain amount of loss, but at a cost of about $8 a piece, it's no more than a bulb. So it's not a bad deal. I like the direction that the LEDs are going in. They've got more power. They're learning how to make them better so they hold up. They're matching the power supply with the diode, so it's coming along. I think there's some good lights out there now that you can get without spending a couple $100. You can get them for under $100. Good quality lights. And of course, with computerization, there's so many features. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the big thing. But I know I never kept planted aquariums in years past because I couldn't get anything to grow. But since I've had LED lights, they're just growing up a storm now. Ward Dunlap was asking, we're talking about the dreaded snails. What's the best way? Is there another way to get rid of them besides seek and destroy? You can use, what is it, no planaria or something like that too, but that's chemicals. I don't know. Or puffers.
You can do it. I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
A little turtle, if you can get one, will eat snails. They love them. Any of the loaches, almost any of the loaches, love snails. That works real well. Let's see. I need to get a little music up here, folks. I'm gonna.
Okay, take you a break a second.
Yeah, I need to take a break. So let me do this, and let me say goodbye to Big Tank while we're at it, because we're going to be cutting out for a few minutes, and then we will be back in about 10 minutes or so. 7, 10. Let me get down here. Let's get down to Shoals. Hank, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much for
Thank you, Big Tank Hank.
I'm delighted to have you. Come by anytime, please.
All right. Thank you, guys.
God bless you.
Love you.
God bless.
All right. What a blessing.
I see the humans.
Back in a minute.
I wish I was with them again. Can't wait to be with you again. In the town of Baltimore lived a man of the sea, and he told us of his life in the land by Chesapeake. So we searched up on YouTube till we found his tank so clean, and we smiled, we found our way on Father Fish's fun live stream. We all love Father Fish's great live stream. He keeps his tank so clean, the plants they are so green. We all love his fluffy beard, it is so white. His eyes they are so bright, he always keeps it tight. And our friends are all aboard, many more of them, they still snore. But they'll watch him on replay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We all love Father Fish's great live stream. His tanks they are so clean, the plants they are so green. We all love his fluffy beard, it is so white. He always keeps it tight. His eyes are so bright. As we live the life fishy. Everyone!
Father fish, Father fish. One place to go to if you have Vic. Your fish may itch or even flash. So Father Fish is your one-stop cap. Capital with an inch of sand. Capital with an inch of sand. Raise the temperature with a helping hand. And add some garlic on top of that sand. The itch will go, your plants will grow, and all of your fish will have a happy home. Father Fish, so Father Fish, your one-stop wonder if you keep fish. Starring Sir Father Fish and all his followers on the Father Fish channel. Over to you, Sir Father Fish.
I found my way to Father Fish. He comes on in the morning every day. Add some soil, cap it with sand, then add plants. He will help you do it the right way. Add some fish, then walk away. Feed them high quality food. Thy food is best. Keep it dirty, keep it all natural. I found my way back to Father Fish. Bye, all.
Thank you.
When I find myself in...
We need to get your song, Roxy, with your picture on it.
Yeah, I know. I need to go back and put something on it. I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that today.
All right. Yeah, send it. Make sure I get it. So,
Okay.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm better today than I was yesterday. I was kind of down in the heap yesterday. I don't know quite what the issue was. When my blood sugar gets out of control, it wears me out. I think that's really what happened.
Yeah.
What's Mary doing? She's talking to herself.
No, I was talking to let's see here, Toronto Aquatics. They said their channel got messed up and they're trying to get it back, but they're here as they're under a fish
Oh, I
at
saw that.
850.
That
Yeah.
explains it. I got a message yesterday and didn't know what they were talking about. They said their channel got bombed, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize who it was. Toronto. Well, he's gone through a lot of changes. He's a young man who's done a half a dozen different names to his channel. Was on pretty extensively some months back. Hadn't been around for a little while. He probably has gotten some millennial terrorists on his case, being one himself, you know. So hopefully he'll get a lot worked out. What's going on in the chat, Mary? She's gone again. There she is.
No, I'm still here. Oh, Chalupa No Tomato said they got a female betta yesterday, or I think yesterday, because of me. I'm saying thank you. And poor Petro Man's he's trying to downsize so he can move closer to you in Florida. He needs to get rid of all the fish. No, he's trying to get it all together so he can move.
Well, that'll be nice.
And everybody's just
they do carry pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, you can move fish if you got stuff you really don't want to get rid of. Just
Right.
find a way to hold on to it, carry it with you. You know, I brought fish. I've transported all kinds of fish, all kind of places, and generally it works real well.
And the
I have
other
a really
thing,
hard time parting with fish.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always hard to say goodbye.
yeah, and you just lost some good friends, didn't you? Your black moors.
Yeah, but I can go
Oh,
visit them
no.
anytime I want, so. And they're in a very, very good home with Swampy Acres Homestead, so I'm not worried at
Oh
all.
boy, yeah, they went to a great home.
Hmm.
And just lots of love for Big Tank Hank coming up. Everybody was just
Oh,
thrilled to see him.
you bet. That
Okay.
was delightful.
And Cassie says, see y'all later because her swim practice is over. So we'll see you tomorrow, Cassie.
Be
I'll
safe,
talk to you later,
Cassie.
probably. Cassie is a sweetheart.
Desno Chalupa No Tomatoes.
Yeah.
She's searching for a pronoun. It is a problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could use. Oh, never mind. I don't want to get. It ain't worth getting into.
So what have you been up to, Foxy? I was paying attention, but wasn't paying attention. Besides having to rehome your fish and
Yeah, I rehomed the fish because the tank that I had the parents in originally broke. So I had nothing to bring them in for the winter. And the area I live in, you have to bury them down at least 4 feet so they don't freeze. And my
oh yeah.
stock tank was only 3 feet. So I rehomed them with Swamp Acres Homestead. I buttoned down the pond. I set up another 10-gallon hospital tank. One of my zebra danios isn't feeling so hot, so I'm treating him right now.
No.
My celestial pearl danio juveniles are old enough to finally go in to the big tank, so I'll be doing that
That's
this weekend
exciting.
as well. And the subwasser tank and the water lettuce that you sent me is already exploding with growth. So
Really?
that's exciting. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it is. So they like my water. I'm happy.
Yes. I was going to say, I know the subwasser tank, as long as the water is good, it does really well. It thrives and it's kind of slow growing, but then again, it's not. It gets bushier. I don't know how to explain how that stuff grows.
in the 30 gallon that I put it in, I have very low level of CO2 put in there, and
Oh,
it likes it.
yeah. I
The
bet it
water
does.
lettuce roots are already about 3 inches long.
Wow.
So my
Yeah, that
tank
stuff
boy
will
is
multiply
happy.
real quick. I've got a lot of it and a lot of well, I've got all kind of stuff like hornwort and stuff like that I just throw in wads, in all my tanks
Yeah.
just in case. Oh, 40ers said they woke up to a dead angelfish. Sorry, 40A.
Aw, I'm sorry, 48.
Yep. Let's see. Saying hello to Cassie
What is
and
David
Roxanne.
Piper talking about? He says we got to go 5 feet here.
Oh, when Roxanne said they had to bury their tubs, for the winter to keep the
Right.
fish from, said he had to go 5 feet there.
To get down to
Mm-hmm.
to get down below the frozen tundra, I guess.
Yes. A fish says a lot's changed for them. They've moved on from just keeping fish and now breeding and selling fish. Got leopard
That's
danios and fancy guppies having so much fun.
Yeah, this is I think a teenager.
Okay.
I remember a video he showed us of his plants. He had a very large selection of pretty exotic plants. He's definitely got a green thumb, and if he's breeding danios, then he's learning how to take care of fish eggs, and that's a real breakthrough for anybody in the hobby. It's one thing to have baby guppies or
Right.
library babies, but to be able to get fish that scatter eggs and keeping them from dying off, getting them to hatch, and then feeding the fry, that's a substantial step in a hobbyist life. So this is a young man who's gonna be around for a long time. He takes his hobby very seriously, and I think you'll know him. He'll be around in 50 years under some name or other.
Yeah.
It always seems to change, but at some point you settle on that. I've been through 3 or 4 name changes. At one point, I was online as Amos the Prophet. Amos the Prophet. Did that for a couple of years. Somebody told me they thought that was very pretentious of me, and I kind of agreed. So
Yeah.
I abandoned it eventually. And then I went on and am still online. I'm on a discussion channel, a conservative discussion channel. Been on it for, golly, 25 years probably. Same channel. There are a few million people on it. It's not vast, but it's a really broad insight into what's going on in the world. It's called freerepublic.com. Banned by a lot, but it's an open forum site where people post articles or personal commentary and then comment on those articles. And I find there are a lot of goofballs on it, but a lot of serious people as well. At one point, Rush Limbaugh used it as show prep. For years, he used it as show prep because it's really a great source for everything that's happening in the world. And it's broad spectrum. I mean, you go to, there are a lot of science on it, a lot of politics, a lot of sociology, a lot of everything. It's even a religious section on it. So if you're into conversing with people about serious matters, check it out. You might like it. Al Wet Socks. No success with egg scattering fish. We can talk about it a bit. You want to come up and talk about it, Al? Be fun to talk with you about what you're doing and see if we can help you to maybe take the next step, be happy to do that. It's egg scatterers are the most common of the eggs the egg layers. Um, all of the tetras. Um, here's Betsy.
Hello, Betsy.
Good morning,
Morning,
everyone.
Betsy.
How are you?
Betsy's taking care of the.
Good morning.
What's happening? What's happening today, Betsy?
Well, let's see. Absolutely nothing. The ordinary. We're still looking for the snake, right?
I haven't been looking for him now.
Oh.
I don't.
We'll find that cornball.
Or it'll find you.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right,
Now
right.
the celestial pearl danios are they egg scatterers also?
All
or
of
how
the
do they?
Danios,
Okay.
all of the Danios are egg scatterers. Yeah.
Or what did I say? Celestial. Yeah,
So,
I did. Okay.
yeah, it's a there are a lot of fish that are egg scatterers.
Yeah.
Some of the eggs are adhesive, and some of them are not. And that determines how you keep the eggs, and a lot of them are egg scatterers, but like with the Corydoras, many of the Corydoras eggs are adhesive, so they'll lay them like scattering them on leaves or rocks or whatever. But it's still considered an egg scatterer in that they do not have a nest and they do not take care of their eggs.
I was
So-
so excited for my accidental CPD fry. And I think the only reason that they even survived is because their parents laid them on a Java fern mat. And then I moved that mat the same day, not really realizing they spawned in it.
Yeah.
And like 3 days later, I had little wigglers on the glass.
Oh,
Right.
that's cool.
I was like, oh my goodness, yay!
That is cool. I've not tried anything. I'm really interested in the breeding the bettas. I just don't want to have that many babies because I'll find homes for because there's so many
Yeah.
people. But if I have this big tank, then I can do a little natural setting, and that's one of the things I used to watch. I always talk about Colin Barsby. He had that one tank, and that's what he did. He let them breed and grow up in the tank together, and it was
Yeah.
really planted, like Father Fish is saying he does, and just has got to enjoy them over the years. The ones that have made their own little areas, their own little territories. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think people will be like really excited to have a Mary Page Flynn betta.
You think?
There you go.
I think so. What do you think, chat? Who wants a Mary Page Flynn betta?
Well, what I really would like to do is have a female betta from all of the chat members and the community. I'd like to have a female from everybody's and have a sorority of them, but I don't know if that would work out because if they have been raised around each other, sometimes that can be a
Oh, my
mess.
tank light just went on. That's why this side would just got brighter.
You just brightened up. Let's see here. Oh, there's Hat Trick. Good morning, Hat Trick. Some of our Saturday people are coming in.
Good morning,
Roman
everyone in
Rock.
chat.
Roman saying celestial pearl danios breed nicely outside, as Foxy has experienced. He lost all his CPD's fry due to a heater malfunction,
Oh,
which cooked his fish.
I'm sorry.
Oh
It
dear.
really stinks when that happens.
Rohan is asking if oh, I'm sorry.
Cynthia's saying she's horrified that her fish might breed. I know. It's funny. I have people in here. I have women who come in here buying fish, and if I try to sell them a pair of fish, oh no, I don't want babies. I don't want babies. It's like they think it's a child they're going to have to spend 20 years raising.
Well, depending on what fish it is, they may.
Right?
Oh dear.
Rohan was asking if Brine Shrimp Direct ships worldwide.
I have no idea. You have to call them and see. You
Look
can
out.
get them online. Make contact with them online. BrineShrimpDirect.com, I assume. I haven't looked it up. I always call them. The huge line of products. If you're not dealing with Brine Shrimp Direct and you've got anything approximating a fish room, you're missing out on one of the great resources to the hobby. They have the very best natural foods anywhere at very affordable prices. They also carry a broad line of dried and frozen products. It's really an excellent company to do business with.
Father Fish, I had a breakthrough.
Ah,
I got it
you
back.
got it back. Well, tell your mother we'll get her one as well.
I owe her one for Christmas. That's what I promised her.
I did receive yesterday a box of mugs. Let me show you. It's right there. There it is.
Awesome.
I've got 10 of them. Already sent one to Here Fishy. I put hers in the mail yesterday. So hopefully she'll get it as early as Monday. Here they are. I've got mine.
Here they are.
To go. So if you would like your Father Fish, your very own Father Fish mug in which to partake your morning beverage here on the stream, simply go to PayPal, find Fatherfish at fatherfish.net, Fatherfish at fatherfish.net, and invest $25. For $25, we will send you the mug and pay for shipping. So we make a
Can't get
nickel.
it turned around. What is wrong with me today?
But we will be
Tell Father Fish today.
There we go. Here we are. Whoops. I need to show Tom. Where's Tom? There's Tom.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm glad Tom's on the mug.
I am too. Ah,
I was trying to figure out where Dunlap had said a comment to me, but I don't know if I understood it. Then please excuse my ignorance. I think it's something for cultivating for female bed. I'm not sure. In XI, it's at 9:06. Might have explained it. I'm sure I'm gonna feel like a silly when y'all read it and y'all get it and I don't.
who is
It's
that?
really hard to find chat on Stream or follow chat on StreamYard.
It was Word Dunlap.
You can turn on timestamps, Foxy, on StreamYard.
Yeah, I
Let's
need to be
see.
taught all of this.
Rohan is asking. He needs to move his platy fry from my outdoor tub. Is there an easy way? It's full of algae and he can't see through it.
Do what?
Rohan needs to move some fish from an outside tub that's full of algae and he can't see through it. I guess the best thing is going to have to just get a net and just scoop through there. He's trying to figure out an easier way to move them.
He wants to get the fish indoors.
Yeah, or bring the whole tub in. It may not be possible, though. I don't know.
Well, yeah, drain it down to an inch. Then maybe you can drag it in. Yeah, we're done. NXIVM called. Oh, he's being silly.
Oh. See, that shows you how dingy I can be. Shoot, right over my head.
Select Pet said some fish live 40 plus years. Actually, this is kind of interesting. Fish are like trees. They live until they die without the interference of an aging gene. Mammals age. They and as they age, certain components in their body begin to break down genetically. Fish are not that way. Fish don't age in the same way that animals do. So a fish dies from other causes. Disease, their environment becomes toxic, they run out of food, injury, substantial injury, predation. Those are 5 ways that fish die. I'm sure there's some others, but among them is not getting old. Fish don't get old. They become old, but they don't get old. They don't become feeble, if you will, from aging. So a fish theoretically could live without dying, just as some trees can live thousands of years. It's conceivable that fish could live thousands of years. Now, they don't. We know with certainty that they don't. And why is that they don't? Mostly, it has to do with parasites. Barring everything else, being able to always find enough water to live in that's healthy, being able to always find enough food. The one thing a fish cannot avoid forever is parasites. Now, parasites have no interest in killing their host, with the possible exception of ick. Ick will kill its host because it's got no sense at all. There's some stupid parasites like ick, and then there are more intelligent parasites that that don't suck the juices dry out of the fish, but eat just enough to make sure it stays alive so they can keep on feeding. And they form, it's certainly not mutually beneficial, the relationship, not by any stretch, because they're weakening the fish and they're living off of it and giving nothing in return. They are takers, not givers. But some takers are smart enough to realize that that if they control their gluttony, they'll be able to last longer on that host because he'll live a little longer. So there are those. But eventually the parasites will get them. It's the tiniest little critters that kill the biggest fish.
Coffee has a question about chocolate cichlids. They're wondering if when they grow out, are they going to ruin my planted tank? Are they hard on a planted tank? Chocolate cichlid? Yeah.
It's an interesting question. Listen, if you get chocolate cichlids to grow up, then count your blessings. I would even go so far as to put plastic in with them. And that's me saying that. I love chocolate cichlids. But I really don't find that it's a problem. If you use a coarser plant like Amazon swords, Vallisneria, Sagittarius, Anubias, Java fern, any of those coarser, thicker leaf, harder leaf plants, they're not going to bother them so much. And make sure you got plenty in there. And also make sure they've got a good vegetarian diet. Golly, if you can get chocolate cichlids to grow up to full size, there probably are not 1,000 chocolate cichlids full grown in the world in captivity. For no good reason. For no good reason. Except that, like the hero, they are one of the first fish that was ever introduced in the hobby. Another one is the, oh golly, the name's usually on the tip of my tongue, and I can't spit it out. Festivum. The festivum is another fish you cannot find adults. They don't catch them, they don't bring them in, nobody breeds them. And yet they're both magnificent aquarium community fish. So grow them out, breed them, get them going. Let's get a few thousand of yours out into the hobby. I'll buy some right off the bat. You get them going, and I'll be your customer.
And I'm sorry if I'm making weird faces. This is my fur beast I'm getting attacked by today. She keeps headbutting the phone on me.
Mine's asleep, thank goodness. Sister Lotmo wants to know, what's the best food for Scuds, Father Fish?
Golly, the best food for Scuds. You know, they'll really eat anything.
Stop it.
They do eat. The best way to keep Scuds is in an old tank with a lot of detritus, a lot of malm, because they find food in that malm, and the bacteria that grows in the malm is a food source for them and for other shrimp. They are a shrimp, so think of them as a shrimp and think of them as feeding them like shrimp. You can obviously feed things like little pieces of vegetable, dry flake food, anything like that. They like vegetable, just a small piece of vegetable. But keep them in a dirty tank. That'll ensure that their babies have a good place to grow up and to find food.
Let's see. Rohan was also asking, will the biological filter or will the biological cycle in the tubs get altered since there isn't enough light indoors? Algae may dry. I can't talk. Algae may die off.
I didn't get the meaning of
that. Okay. Let me try that again. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm doing like you. I've got that little something in my throat that tickles.
Yeah, mine's cleared up a little today.
Well, you've already sent it over here to me. No, I'm just kidding.
You passed it along.
Yeah. Okay. Rohan was asking, will the biological cycle in the tubs get altered since there's not enough light indoors?
Got it.
Algae may die off. There'll probably be an algae die off.
Well, there might be. Put a light over it, and you could leave the light on 24/7. That will you'll never be able to duplicate natural sunlight. But if you find that your plants are not doing well, leave the light on longer. You can actually leave the light on permanently and never turn it off, and your plants will not only adjust to that, they'll do pretty well. They don't really need a dark cycle, they just get a dark cycle because the sun goes away for half the day. Coffee.
Oh.
Never heard of decapsulated hatchable brine shrimp eggs till you mention them.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to find anywhere else than your suggestion. You can make them. If you have regular brine shrimp eggs, Um, we could post a link. There are links to it. What you do is you put them in a bleach solution. It's I think 10% bleach, and put them in there and keep stirring it or shaking it, and watch them very carefully. When they turn pink, the shell has been burned off, and at that point you want to get fresh water in there and get rid of the chlorine. You can dump them through a net or a strainer or something fine enough to catch them, and then run water over them. Just run them right under the spigot. Run water over them to get rid of the bleach to stop the process. Then you can keep them. You can keep them in the fridge. If you keep them in a high brine solution, about 1.40 or better, they'll last for months in that solution. Otherwise, you can feed them immediately to your babies, or you can hatch them if you do so right away. But it is a way to get rid of the eggs. I have farmer friends who will take a whole pound of them, bleach them out, and feed, and then keep them in the fridge and feed them out to their baby fish, or hatch them out for that matter. It's a simple thing to do. Sounds complicated. You'll find if you look it up, there are a few more steps you can take to kind of refine the process, but that's what I've done. I haven't done it in years because I buy them, and they're fairly inexpensive for the quantity you get. But you can do it yourself.
Like Cynthia was leaving. Let's see here. Alex is here.
Dear.
Morning,
Who?
Alex.
Alex, he just came in.
Hello,
James
Alex.
Handy. Yeah, James just come in.
Hello, James.
Let's see. Thomas has remastered one of my old videos about my father and how my father got me my first fish tank. So a couple of
that premieres at 12
in there. Yeah, it premieres at noon.
Okay.
Okay, so you might want to catch that. If you haven't watched it, it'll be fun to watch. It's a couple of nice stories. It's really a story time video. And I promised at the end of it a story that I haven't followed through on. So I'll be sure. Actually, I've done that story, the one I was thinking about. It's the one I did it yesterday, the Merle Cohen story in Thailand, where he learned how to breed neon tetras. I think I did that yesterday on the stream. Yes.
Oh, I was just wondering, did you ever talk to your guy that does the glowfish or Andres? Do you think either one of them would come back again? Or the glowfish hadn't been here before, but
no.
I've had a couple.
You're talking about Bill? No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I was thinking about. Let me make a note to myself, and I will call Bill today and see if he'll come up with us. I'm sure he will. There are a couple of other guys that are in the Tampa club who I would love to be able to get on as well. Let me see what I can do. We'll try to get something going with that. Super, super people.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if River Life is lurking, but I need to get a hold of you some way, Brack, if he's listening. I left a comment on one of his videos, but I'm going to try to get a hold of him too. Let's see, Chris just came in.
Petraman saying he uses 2 of the Zist hatchers. We're going to be finishing up a boot hatchery video today. Probably it'll be early this afternoon. Want to give them plenty of time to hatch, and we'll see if anything comes of it. If it does, it'll be fun. If it doesn't, I don't know. I might not do it. We'll see.
I
hit
enjoyed your Mossimo's story time yesterday.
Oh
Father
yeah, that was
Fish.
good.
Yeah, it kind of went on a bit. That I really need to do something about the quality of the
Psychedelic.
video. It's just pitiful. We're working on it, but have not found the solution yet.
Yes, psychedelic named it. She said, "Yes, Father Fish, you told us that fat fish, skinny fish story yesterday."
Funny.
Get Chuck Davis. Allie Shawn recommends Chuck Davis if possible.
Well, that would be fabulous. Chuck will probably come on too. Chuck's a good friend. I know him well, and that's somebody else I can call up. Chuck is one of the stalwarts in both Florida and New Jersey in the club circuit, as well as the all of the um, conference in the conference circuit. He's a regular speaker, very funny guy. He's a humorist who just does great programs and presentations, and is just a hale and hearty fellow to get to know and have fun with.
Hey, Millions and Sons is wanting to know, does the Tampa Club limit membership to only those living in Tampa, or can folks from Central Florida join also?
Anyone can join. Of course, the real value of belonging to the Tampa Club is attending the meetings. But there are people who drive in for hours. I do it occasionally, and it's almost a 2-hour drive for me to get there. I've been to a number, not a lot, but a number of different clubs, and they're one of the very best. That's a lot of really sophisticated people who are professionals in the industry in that club, as well as a number of scientists. The Venice Club has the same kind of character as well. We've got a number of retired scientists in our Venice Club now. Neither of these clubs have started meeting yet. So we're hoping the first of the year we'll be able to get them back together and get back to some kind of normalcy. I think
Yeah.
that'll happen. I think we're just going to make it happen.
Oh, shoot. I was
Al
on.
Wet
I was on
Sock said
top.
that none of his boots hold water.
Yeah.
Well, I got these boots when the Booty Club bought their boots.
Oh, okay.
These are Booty Club booties. Booty Club boots. So you'll see. We got it half made. If it works out, we'll get it out this weekend. And it'll be a kick in the head. It'll be mad stuff.
Isn't
Mad
that a kick in the head? Yeah.
stuff.
Let's see. Oh, it sounds good.
And
Making
Lisa's
sure.
here. Good morning, LP lurking.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Chevy Fish. I know Chevy's here, but I don't think I said good morning to Chevy Fish.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk Chevy into Fish into putting an icon up and coming on live audio. Maybe you could teach her how to do that, Foxy. Show
There
her
you
how
go.
to put her icon up.
I think it takes the icon right from YouTube, whatever icon you have up.
And how
or
do you do
StreamYard.
it? How do you put that up?
When you click on the StreamYard link, it just auto uploads to StreamYard through the StreamYard. When you go to sign on to a stream, and then you click on the camera to shut it off, and then your picture will be up.
So it's not a matter of having. Oh, wonderful! I got it. So if you turn the camera off,
your picture comes up.
The picture, the icon. Great. Okay. Yeah, I have talked to her for hours on the phone, and she is a delight to talk to about fish and life in general. A really remarkable person who we would love to be able to have Chevy Fish chatting with us.
I agree.
She's another one like Alex.
Yes.
You get her wound up and she just goes on and on. And
Alex says that
it's always just enormously ennobling and informative. Alex said what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, nothing.
And I was going to say, I thoroughly enjoy
Oops.
needing to take notes from streams. So I got my
Yeah.
pen and my paper out. I'm happy.
That's why I have to turn this off because sometimes I read out loud. Oh. Yep. Okay, he said Father Fish ain't no Zis bootlicker.
That was just bootleg.
I couldn't resist.
You got that.
And Chevy Fish, I'm on a phone too, and you can do it from a phone as well.
Oh my goodness.
Funny
Chevy,
stuff.
the question about the Scuds, I did ask that, didn't I, or did I not?
This bootleg, I love it.
But what to feed Scuds? Did I ask that question? I'm telling
did.
y'all, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
See, I'm wacky today.
Yeah.
I was just reading. I was reading Chevy Fish's answer.
What'd she say?
She said she puts hers in a 5-gallon bucket. Let's see. Oh, I went too far. Okay, 5-gallon bucket, a mix of rainwater and tank water. Put in a plant with algae on it or hair algae clumps. Use a metal clip lamp from the Menards, $9. Add Scuds, and you're all set. They will eat your plants. I can't see this morning very well. I had a little bit of a tremor moment, morning. I was kind of, I don't know what happened. Kind of got me a little out of whack.
What's a timestamp on that?
That is, so I apologize, y'all. I'm just 9:25. 9. Yep.
Five-gallon bucket, a mix of rainwater and tank water. Put in a plant with algae on it or hair algae clumps. Use metal clip light from Menards. $9. Add Scuds. You're all set. They will eat your plants. Yeah, we've got a couple of vats out back that are loaded with them. Scuds are kind of automatic. If you got a dirty tank or a vat outdoors, you will grow them. Just put a couple in there, and you'll be good to go. You'll be harvesting them in no time.
Roman says that he's using go-go boots to make his brine shrimp hatchery.
Go-go boots.
That would be a great video.
Yeah.
Dancing brine shrimp. I love it.
Oh. Oh, good morning, Alan Tooth. I think we said good morning. I heard that you did an amazing job yesterday at the store. Oh, Fortier.
Did. Yes,
Fortier said they just accidentally dumped a whole ton of extreme nano pellets into my guppy tank.
I wanted to get it. Yeah, 48.
Yeah.
Let me get back to that.
Okay. It's at 9:32.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
My hands were wet, so I didn't want to use my fingers. Should I just do heavy water changes for a few days? Well, now, we have. Let's recap. We picked up the container of food, and we've had our hands in the tank, so they're sopping wet. And we managed to get the lid off, and we look, and our hands are wet. And we don't want to stick it in there because then it's going to put water in there, and it's going to get wet, and they'll get clumpy and moldy. So why don't we just tap a little. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, there you go. So now you've got about a half a pound of food falling, and you watch it as it gently drifts to the bottom of your tank. And your fish go crazy over it for about 5 seconds, and then they lose interest. And there it goes, drifting down. And all of a sudden, the whole bottom of your tank is covered with fish food. What do you do?
Cry.
Well, that's an option. Just make sure the tears go in the tank.
Let's see. If you have a sand,
Do not. Listen now.
okay.
Do not put a net in there and try to swipe it out with a net. Do not do that. You'll make it worse. As he quickly jerks his head out of the tank. This really is an easy one to fix. I'm just teasing you here.
Yeah.
You need to siphon it out. And if you don't know how to start a siphon, I mean, I've actually had people here who take the hose and they go back to the bathroom and they stick one end of the hose on the faucet and turn the faucet on. And the water, when the water starts coming out the other end, they quick turn the faucet off. Meantime, the hose drops, or they lower it here and lose half of the water, so they have to do it again. And not only did they now, look what I did, it's full of water. And so is the bathroom floor full of water.
I'm laughing from experience.
Yeah. Where's Al? Wait a minute. Where's Al wet socks?
Oh, he's here.
To make us, there are two ways to do a siphon, and they're both pretty easy. I'll have to demo this.
Alex.
I'll explain it to you. The one way is to put the entire hose in the fish tank and clamp your thumbs over both ends of it. Really, one end will do, but do both ends just so you don't dump it out on the floor. Take one hand out, and reach it down to the bucket, and then release the thumbs. And at that point, you've got the end of the hose in your hand, and to use it, and the other hand is holding the hose in the bucket. So you're kind of screwed. If you let go of one or the other, either the hose is going to come out of the bucket, or you're going to drop the hose trying to move it up so that you can get some hose down in there. So what you do at that point is you punt. Okay? Try to get the hose in the bucket stable so you can let go of it. Then you can hold on to the hose, move your hand back, grab it back in the bucket, and get down there and in there and start siphoning. That's one way. The other way, which is the way I use, I get as much hose in the tank as I need to be able to move it around. I'm holding on to it. The other end, I hold up above the water level, at least 6 to 8 inches, maybe a foot above the water level, with a big loop. You want this hose to be at least 5 feet long, not shorter. If you do it with a 2-foot piece of hose, you're going to get wet. There ain't no option. You're going to get wet. 3 foot is questionable. 5 foot is optimal. Anything more than that, and you got other problems with hose that's dragging all over the place. 5-foot piece of hose. You got 8 to 10 inches of it sticking out of your hand in the water. The other hand is holding the end of the hose up above the water level. Exhale. Stick it up to your mouth. Inhale. Take it away. The water will go, and it'll come almost up to the top and stop. And it'll be full of water. Just one quick inhale, and it's full of water. Practice. Won't take long to figure it out. Practice it. Hold one end in the water, hold the other end above the tank. Take a deep exhale. Take a deep, quick breath. Not enough to fill the hose. You want to use at least a 1/2 inch hose for this. 1 inch is better. And then hold it up. Watch the water. It's going to, and then you can lower it to the bucket, and you got your siphon going. Very simple, very easy. When I teach my new employees to do that, and they get to get a mouthful of water one time. The second time they get fired. It's so simple. If you cannot figure it out, I fire you because you're too dumb to do anything more complicated. So there you go. Starting a siphon. Siphon all the food out. If you'll do it that way, you'll get all of it. If you try to do it with a net, you're not going to get it all. You're not going to do what bleeds through the net. You're going to be swirling it around, and you'll just make a mess. If you do the siphon, you'll get it all. You won't have to worry about it. The next step is to figure out what to do with all that wet food. You can keep it in the fridge. You can put it in your Scud bucket. You can feed your plants with it. You can flush it down the toilet. Or you can let it sit there and in a day or two start to really stink to teach you a lesson about holding an empty can of food over your fish tank. Fool, what'd you do that for? You got the lid in one hand. You got the food in the other, right? So step away from the tank. Step away from the tank. Pour a little bit of food in the lid. Set the food down. Step back up to the tank and dump the food in from the lid. Jeez. Gotta teach you guys everything.
Everything.
Jeez.
Joe's tricks and tips came in, and I said, instead of good morning, I said avoid mornings, Joe. That was so thanks. Good morning, Joe. Sorry.
Good idea. Good idea.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Rohan said, could you dehydrate it maybe, put it in an oven and bake it and dry it out and chop it up?
Well, you know, that's a whole other riff. How to make fish food.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, then you want to mix some other ingredients in with it. Like garlic. Garlic is always good. Squeeze some garlic and mix it in with it.
Fish go nuts over garlic.
So what?
I said fish go nuts over garlic.
Fish love garlic, yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna get into drying it, which you can do, you want to use a what are those things called that dry out meat?
Dehydrator.
A dehydrator. Yeah. That'll work better than putting it in the oven. Although it might mold in the meantime, you never know. But yes, you can do that. What?
What about little ice cubes of the food? That way you can freeze them and pop them in. That way they can't turn.
I love it.
That's a good idea.
Let's see, who was it? Was it Blake? It was Blake. Blake did a 10 things you can find at your supermarket that are great for your fish room. And I think that was number 10, was the ice tray. And
Yep.
you would get the tiny little tube ice tray. We got one here in the fridge full of dirt that Frank made up, and we haven't done anything with yet. But
I
the
know, I'm
idea,
still waiting for that video.
yeah, we need to do that. I might do that if the shrimp boot fails. We'll do.
I feel like we're going to have great success
We'll
with
be
the shrimp boot.
recharging your dirty tank with ice cubes.
I think it was Alan Tooth said Phyllis Diller's go-go boots. See, I know who Phyllis Diller is. So that was funny.
Aquafunk is saying, I was told that a little bit of tank water will put hair on your chest. It might put scales on your nose too, or your ears.
It's like taking your vitamins for the day.
That's right.
I have made coffee from tank water. I got to admit, I have.
Okay.
Well, if it comes out of an aquarium with a deep sand substrate, heavily planted, you're in good shape.
Listen, if the fish
Still
can
not
live,
doing it.
Foxy ain't doing it.
Nope.
Put a tea bag in it.
Tank water's already tea-like.
Won't
You
get
used to
that
it.
out.
Yeah. Oh, I said I was struggling this morning. I can't get my brain working right. Joe said he has to work out in the mornings. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not getting up and taking my morning walks before I do this. Yeah, get some juice in the joints.
And water.
Yes,
Water
and
first
lots
thing in
of
the
water.
morning wakes up all your organs.
Yep. Now I do that. I get up every morning and drink a full glass before I do anything else. Yep.
Outside tub water. All right, now come on. Alex, I mean, come on. The very image of this, the vision of Alex out there with a tub full of water, and you want to get a siphon going by sucking it out. First thing, what are you gonna do? First thing, you gotta lay down on the ground. Okay? You gotta get down below the water level. So now you're laying down on the ground alongside your tub with the hose coming out of the tub, the other end in your mouth. And your neighbor looks over the fence. And he says, "It's still going, did you?"
Oh my goodness.
We got giggles going.
Yeah. You don't know how hard I have to control myself. When y'all see me like looking down and I'm like real serious and he's really cutting a rip up there, I hear him. I'm just trying not to get started. Uh-oh, Swampy just said something about some water somewhere. Oh, and Peplin said they want a video of you making the coffee with the tank water.
Bobbing for fish.
Bobbing for fish, that's good. Like that. How about bobbing for Massimo balls?
That could be funny. Oh my gosh, aquarium games. It's like
we got our mouth. We got our hand. That's what she with the hand goes up. Snail races.
Who is that, Thomas? Thomas, he's got us laughing now. We can't stop.
All I keep picturing is that darn moss ball in Kevin's fridge.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Kevin, I forgot to announce he had baby fish. He had some baby fish he wanted everybody to know about. So congratulations, but we still think about that moss ball.
Congrats, Kevin.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Aquafund wants to know, good scientist that he is, wants to know about the long-term effects of drinking tank water.
Well, I mean, look at me.
The long-term effects.
Well, it's obvious.
Here,
It's
Tom-
obvious. This is what the long-term effects are.
This is what happens.
It affects everyone differently.
Y'all are seeing the effects.
Dry
There's
out.
3 people up here. This is, and look at Father Fish. He's lived, 80 years doing this. Check this out.
No, you're kidding. He's only 47.
Yes, he is. That's right. Look at that hair. That marvelous hair. Do you have a fan, Father Fish? Can you turn a fan on and like blow it in the wind like you're on the
model it.
yeah, like you're on the front of a boat on a schooner, and it's like on front of Chubbs's boat. His 2-hour thing he did the other day, the video of being on the tugboat. That was pretty cool. See, Father Fish, what's going on? Oh, it's not working. Thomas, hold that.
In from screen left, fan.
There it is. You had it. You had it there for a second.
It's mildly obtrusive.
Okay, well, Thomas, let's see you turn the fan on. No, Tom, never mind. I'm not even gonna start that. Yeah, he's got a braid in today.
I've been drinking that tank water. I started drinking that tank water when I was knee high to a grasshopper. Little tad.
That's what you're.
Little tad. And I started drinking that water out of my daddy's fish tank. I got thirsty. And when you get thirsty, you got to drink something. And I drank that there water out of my daddy's fish tank.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Alan Tooth just asked how does he come up on camera to show you the fish tanks?
He said
we
it
still got
tastes
time.
like guppies.
Tastes like guppies. Father Fish can drop the link again. We'll see if we can get you up here, Alan.
We're gonna be in trouble now.
Yeah, Thomas is on it. I'm gonna see. Y'all are gonna be making all kind of videos today.
I was gonna say, Thomas, if it tastes like guppies, check for an ammonia spike.
Let's see here. I guess Alan's maybe on a phone, but just click on that link, Alan.
Al Wet Socks. He's a good one to appreciate.
Oh, I love Al Wet Socks is too funny, man. He keeps me rolling.
What time is it here?
Y'all all keep me rolling. It is 9:54.
54.
Hi, Fish Dreams. I don't think I said hello to you.
I need to get some music up here. We're going to need it for long.
Well, Roxanne could just sing to us. Just sing.
That's what a sweet idea.
Oh, sorry, Roxanne. You could, though. We love you, girl. Oh, wait a minute.
Too. I love all of you.
Oh, yeah. Talking about D3V says, yeah, if there were that great of a risk of parasites from tank water in our mouth, it would be common fish keeping knowledge by now. We'd all have it.
True enough.
We all probably do.
True.
Nematodes. Swallow some of them there nematodes.
What about, what is it, parameciums, or is it the amoebas? One of those suckers is bad, too.
Yeah, well, some of it's pretty horrible.
And I think snails carry a lung parasite, if I'm not mistaken. So
it ain't recommended, folks. Listen, any of the 5-year-olds that are watching this, if you dare go near that tank, if you dare even stick your finger in it and lick your thumb, you're going to get your bottom whooped So bad you'll remember it when you're 16. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Hey, Father Fish.
Don't do it.
Sister Lockmo had one more question. She said a neighbor moved out and left probably like a 50-gallon fish tank, and she was going to send the maintenance guy to look at it and see if there's anything. Is there anything she should tell him to look for? Because, I mean, it could be dirty and be a good tank. You won't know until really you get it home and put water in it to see if it holds water. I don't know.
Yeah, just set it outside and fill it up. See if it holds water.
Oh, just what else? Or wait a minute, what else should I have him look for? Oh, okay. You talking about like what other equipment maybe? It's at 9:55. And she asked it again earlier too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And Alan Tooth, I am wearing my Depends. I have to.
Oh, God.
There's
I've
a
been
certain
avoiding
age where you just can't trust a giggle anymore.
I'm still avoiding it, and I should not be.
Oh, they make sleek ones now. I'm just kidding. Okay, you saw it though at 9:55. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. That was funny.
You get a certain number of steps down this path, and then you stop and think, is this really the direction I want to go? Do I want to take the next thing I'm thinking about and put it out there?
And earlier, and somebody had asked about the kitten again. Asked if you were still considering to get your kitten.
I'm still thinking about it. I've not decided to do it. I thought about asking my roommate, but he doesn't care. He won't care one way or the other. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's just so easygoing. It's a burden. You got to keep the litter box clean. That's the burden. And I get ants from the fish food. That's the other burden. So it's kind of problematic. I don't know.
My cat hat is demanding screen time today.
Mine, this is 2 days in a row that it's been asleep. I'm thinking about I could send it. I could send it to Father Fish. He could have a little bobtail. No, my
I just look like I have a growth out of the top of my head cleaning.
Yeah, I see.
She's not even licking me. She's not even licking
Oh,
me.
that's funny though. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My little top hat.
Everybody's laughing.
All right, boys and girls, the Silly Brigade. The Silly Brigade is done for the day.
Well, we finished it up right.
We will come play again tomorrow. Bless you all. Let's
Hello, Mary.
Here we go.
Mary, try and sort this one out.
I can't sort it out.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's
go, Roxanne.
Me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish.
I want to choreograph to the music.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Talk about fish.
Catfish.
Mental break.
Not worry. I cannot take you. Oh my God.
Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Fish.
Y'all start leaning. We'll rock.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad
I'm
things.
trying to choreograph which way to lean.
Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Yeah. Thank you, Master. Oh, we need to put the contest up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And then we'll go off. We'll go off with that. So those of you,
Holly.
since we're so far gone anyway.
Holly has been funny today too. She's been on it. Oh, Patrick's 10 minutes behind. I've seen that. Like when I was laughing, you were still making your face on my TV. He was going.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Love you all.
everyone.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Make it a great day.
That's right.
Keep your head out of the tank.
And don't drink too much tank water.
Love you all.
Love you.
You guys want to hang around a bit? We can chat. Mary's gone again. She'll be back. There she is.
Are we still on? Uh-oh.
Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there.
Can't tell if we're still up. Okay.
We are.
Okay.
Give it a minute.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody. That gorgeous Arapima. What a
Oh,
great,
I'm telling you. Beautiful.
great fish.
Chevy, you have a blessed day.
Yes.
Thank you, Big Tank Hank. Thank you, D3V and Lori and everybody modding.
James Handy says TB is the only disease I've heard people can catch from fish tanks.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I didn't know Taco Bell was common in fish tanks.
You ain't been in my fish tank.
Oh, Swampy had to put the cow away.
One of the nice things about being 80 is you can take chances. Bye all.